Hey guys, welcome to Real Sport Talk Weekly. We're going to give you our update, the Real Talk update of what's gone on this week in the sporting world. We're going to start with the return of the NRL, which sadly means the return of beating up pregnant women. Not cool, but it happens, and it seems to happen in the NRL a lot. I'm pretty sure they got through the pre-season campaign without that coming up, except for old Lodgy who beat the shit out of people in America. You know who else got the shit beaten out of them? The Broncos by the Mighty Dragons, who I support, and we're not unbiased here at Real Sport Talk. Ben Hunt, on his debut for the mighty Red V, tore the Broncos apart. His old club didn't pepper him with the high balls, try and stress him out, which was good. Some of his kicks were ridiculous. He was running the ball. They had this giant winger, old McDonald. Doesn't look like a McDonald, but he's giant on the wing for the Dragons. And they smashed the Broncos. The Broncos look like they could be in some trouble this year, but I'm sure Wayne Bennett can, pull a rabbit out of the hat there and make something happen. But it's not looking too great. Another thing not looking too great in the NRL this week was the Roosters, who have $10 trillion in their salary cap somehow. I don't know where they find it. They must have the best accountants in the universe. So they seem to be swimming in money enough to be able to pay whoever they want, whatever they want, and not get into any trouble year after year after year. But the Tigers caused them some trouble by beating them by 2 points in a shit game, but always good to see the Roosters lose. So Todd Carney looks like he's going to make a return with the North Queensland Cowboys, where bubbling is never an issue. They love it up there. It's a very hot place, very humid, and you've got to keep your liquids up. And if you have to piss in your own mouth, then so be it. So I think he'll fit right in there. I mean, it would be good to see Todd Carney back because he's a quality player, and just to see what sort of shitstorm can come next. Really, like it's a gift. It's a gift to us to see just what sort of crazy shit he can do and get away with, because it's Queensland. And I don't know, they just let shit go in Queensland. So good on him. Todd Carney will definitely be back because he's playing for some pub team at the moment. He's probably teaching them all types of crazy shit. And I'm sure he'll be back. JT and him will be best mates. Now, what's been going on in the A-League this week? Well, not much, because there was only 2 games. I don't know what the hell is going on with the running of the A-League, but it seems like someone has definitely lost their shit, because it seems to be a dismantled mess. They cancel games because there's a festival on, and then one week they'll have 2 games, and then they reschedule a game, and then they put another game here, and now we're going to play here and here and here, and they make everything a derby, like the distance derby between Wellington and Perth. It's not a derby. The derby is meant to be you're in the same town, not really, really far away from each other. Anyway, cool thing is, Mighty Wanderers figured out how to score some goals, thanks to Brendan Hamill's head. It's a bit scary when we're relying on a centre-back to get a brace and get us across the line, but I'll take it, because it means we can really rock into that 6th position and take the finals by storm. Skeptical it'll happen, but it might happen. Wellington look like a real piece of shit, and they will not even be a club come maybe this time next year. I think you're going to see 3 Sydney clubs, and Wellington can fuck off and go play against Auckland City and probably win lots of trophies. But they look like a real piece of shit. I feel bad for Nathan Burns because he's a quality player, but Wellington suck ass, and the Wanderers will probably still win it this year. Because every time we finish 1st or 2nd, we lose. So maybe we finish 6th, then that's how we win a grand final. So South Africa beat us in the 2nd test, which is not great, but good for cricket, I guess. At least it's going to make it more interesting. They're a good side, and over there, I don't even think they know what the hell the pitches are doing over there. There's no water, so they can't be doing any sort of maintenance on the grounds. But yeah, they did win the 2nd test. The Marsh Brothers are shit again, I guess. I don't know. Mitch Marsh is an all-rounder apparently, but he doesn't bowl. So you got to score runs, mate. All right, you got to do it. I'll give Shaun a pass because he looks at least like semi-confident. I don't know. Mitch Marsh seems surprised every time a ball comes off the middle of his bat. I hope their form continues because God knows they're never going to get kicked out of the side. But makes for a good third test, I guess. We've got to mention David Warner's going with De Kock, which is a classic South African name. Classic. Anyway, De Kock crossed the line, apparently, after Warner had probably broken his spirit 10,000 times on the field. So I kind of wonder, the sledging, is it that we can give it out but we can't take it? Where's the line? Does De Kock know where Warner's line is? Seems like you can pretty much say anything. Like, I'm going to fucking kill you. But if you say your wife's a slut, then you're going to end up in a fight. I don't know if maybe she is a slut. I don't know. I don't know her. But I'm sure he had a very smug South African face when he said it, which you do want to punch. So maybe it's fair. I don't know. But should we be proud of the sledging? That the sledging is a thing that we must have? What is absolutely ridiculous is Rabada's ban from the third test, which he's a really good player, so I don't want to see him playing against us. But it was such a pussy move by Steve Smith to throw his arms up in the air when his shoulder touched another guy's shoulder like he'd been hit by a Mack truck. I'm sure you've probably told him many times on the pitch all day how shit he is. That's the best ball you got, mate. You're a piece of shit. Try better. Do this. I'm going to kill your wife. All these things. And then he bumps shoulders with him. He misses a game. I think it's pretty rough. One of the best bowlers in the world. And, you know, we're not going to see him. And then if we do win it, you've got the whole question thrown up there. Like, well, if Rabada had played, would we have won? I don't know. It's stupid banning. Stupid. Moving on to some Premier League action, and United beat Liverpool somehow. It's still very confusing how it happened. They didn't have the ball. They had, 3 shots on target, and they won. But Mourinho does manage them, and he likes to win in the shittest way possible. But they did get knocked out of Europe this morning by Sevilla, and that is good, because I am a Manchester City fan, but only since they got the money. West Brom look like they could have got relegated in January and saved us all a whole heap of trouble. Every year you end up with one of these teams. It just looks like such an absolute massive pile of shit that you get sick of having to look at them week in, week out. No one wants to play them. Even though they're guaranteed to beat them, they sack their board, they leave their manager in place that can't actually win. The players don't really give a shit. And you kind of look at the players and go, they're going to do really well in the Championship. But in the Premier League, just go down. Go down. They should have swapped places with Wolves or Fulham or something in January. And done us all a favour. I say, I'm sick to death of them. There's a few teams in the Premier League that you just kind of like, for Christ's sake, I'm sick of looking at you. You need to get relegated. Aston Villa were one of those teams for me, and my wish came true. And West Brom have been one for a while, and I think that's going to happen as well. What's become very humorous is that even when Arsenal win, they still seem like a massive pile of shit, and their fans hate them. So, just a funny thought. 2 more games in Manchester City can wrap up the title, and you know what's going to make that hilarious is that we're going to get a Guard of Honour from United. Knocked out of Europe, Guard of Honour for City. Good couple of weeks for them coming up. Some NBA action. Our mate Derrick Rose, has moved to the Timberwolves after being shuffled around like the prostitute that he got accused of raping in New York. But we'll see. Maybe the Timberwolves look like a very, very good team. So I don't think we're going to see, I don't know, like old school Bulls D Rose. But if he comes off the bench, he can make some plays, score some points. He's got the quality. Hopefully he can just not get injured and be a good player in the playoffs for the Timberwolves. Because it's Minnesota and, you know, they've never had anything going for them. Now they've got pretty much the Bulls of 5 years ago and now in Minnesota. Same coach, they've got Jimmy Butler, they've got D Rose back there. Pretty sure there's some other dude, there's one other dude there from the old school Bulls as well. So I can't wait for the playoffs to see what the Timberwolves can actually do there. Now, our mate Aussie Ben Simmons, Philadelphia. He's killing it this season. He's basically guaranteed to be Rookie of the Year, even though it's his second year. But Philadelphia's medical team have no idea what they're doing. They can't get any players on the court once they're drafted. I don't know. It seems like they'd be gambling on it if they could. And the doctors are just cleaning up on keeping their rookies on the bench. But he's back. Now, I've been saying for so long, it's like, this guy's going to come in and kill it. He's going to score tons of points. It's going to be crazy. And then you look and he goes, he scores 16 points and this and, I don't know, 18 points, 14 points. Gets a bunch of assists, rebounds. Good all-round player. But I think he should be scoring more points. I want to see him just go beast mode. Maybe he's saving it for the playoffs, but they have to make it there first. So, full beast mode Simmons and go just hard at the paint. Get 30 points a game and just try and dunk on everyone and show all the naysayers that Aussies can play basketball. Now, the Cavs are done. Dead. They're no good. They blew up their entire team. And it hasn't worked out at all. LeBron's 1 foot out the door. He's already probably got his flights to LA booked. But the Cavs look horrible. But it doesn't make for a good Eastern Conference playoff series because I can't imagine that that the Cavs are going to finish in the top 2. So you might end up with the Raptors or Boston having to play the Cavs in the first round of playoffs and get beaten. And then they're out of it, and we don't have to worry about it. And LeBron can go on holidays and get all fit and healthy so he can play for the Lakers next year. But I just really, really don't want to see another Golden State Cavs final. It will drive me crazy. But the Western Conference is even cooler because you've got the Rockets, obviously Golden State, you've got Minnesota, and then you've got like OKC. And the Pelicans, teams that can beat other teams any week, any given week. And over 7 games, I just don't think Golden State are going to be the favourites, but over 7 games, I think the Rockets or OKC or the Pelicans could do something. So it's very, very cool. So, I mean, we're not that far away from the playoffs coming about. They come thick and fast in the NBA. So, going to be very cool. But that's pretty much what's happened this week. And we'll be back next week for another update. Make sure you tune into our live commentary during the week. We always put it up on Facebook. We live stream it straight to YouTube. And you can tune in here, listen to me and the other fellas. We give you our real talk commentary on the NRL, the A-League, Premier League, we're going to add the cricket. That's where we started out. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube and tune in.